everybody, good evening. This is Chef Ashley Shep. Don't mind my oven. And tonight we're going to be making pizza, but we'll be using cauliflower crust so that we can stay Daniel Fast compliant. And we have some no sugar added pasta sauce, which is going to be our marinara. You can use regular marinara. And then just a few other ingredients. So this is a super quick, super simple meal. If you have a craving for pizza, it can help you out with that. It of course won't taste exactly the same, but it will give you the pizza feeling. So we were able to find this cauliflower crust in the refrigerated section at our local Kroger. And so it's called Cauliflower. It's grain-free, made out of cauliflower. And the ingredients, where are they? Oh, they're on the side. Okay. So the ingredients in it, it does have flour, but their flour is like almond flour, so it's basically just ground up almonds. Coconut oil, flaxseed, things like that. So you can check this out, or you can get a different version, or you can make your own cauliflower crust. So I have a few pizza sheet pans, I guess you would call them. You don't have to use this. You can use a cookie sheet. You can use whatever you have that will work in your oven. So, and I'm gonna make two, one for myself, one for my husband. He is just gonna have cheese. And you might be thinking, okay, we can't have cheese because that's an animal product. But there is actually vegan cheese, and this is Daiya. And it's one of the recommended vegan cheeses because it actually melts. This is my first time using it, so we're gonna test it out. So yeah, let's get started. For this, it says to heat up the oven to 425. So I already have that going in the background. And I'm just going to open up my crust. Now, with any kind of substitute, it's gonna look different and it's gonna taste different. That was one thing I was talking to my husband about. Anytime you're doing like a meat substitute, so like a tofu, a tempeh, if you go into it with the mindset that it's not meat, you will most likely be a little bit more satisfied because you're not putting so much pressure on it to actually be the real thing, because it's not the real thing, like we talked about in some of our devotionals. And that's okay, because the reason why we're doing this is to have a level of sacrifice so that we can strengthen our faith. So let's slide this out of here. And for this, it takes about 13 to 15 minutes to cook. Okay, so I'm gonna remove that. And I'm gonna do both of mine at the same time. And so for mine, I'm gonna add whatever fresh veggies that I have on hand. And sorry, I was looking. They look different, but it's the same kind. I'm gonna add whatever fresh veggies that I have on hand, or not even fresh, canned. So for example, I have artichoke hearts. I made spinach and artichoke dip not too long ago, and so I just transferred them to a mason jar to help them stay fresh longer because I had extra. And so I'm gonna use those. I also have some Kalamata olives, and if you are an olive lover, I definitely recommend checking these out. I use them in Greek and Italian dishes. And then I actually have these, which were going to be in a jar salad that I never made. I chopped up onions, and red onions and tomatoes, and I ended up not making the salad. So I'm gonna use these because it's what I have. And then of course garlic. So for this, I didn't make a recipe necessarily for it because it's really just to your taste and to your liking. But I would say anywhere between like a quarter cup to a half a cup, depending upon the size of your crust, of pasta sauce. And this pasta sauce, like I said, is no sugar added. So if you were doing spaghetti with lentil pasta, you could use this. because instead of adding sugar, they actually add things like sweet potatoes. So it's still giving you a little bit of sweetness, but it's natural sweetness, so it's no added sugar. So you could just dump this out there. Make it a little faster. You could add Italian seasoning as well. Oregano, basil, those could be options also. And that's one thing to note with any of the recipes that you either find in the meal plans or that are for the Daniel fast. You want to kind of use your own discernment and your own discretion. For example, if there's something that you feel is too enjoyable, like for me, I love peanut butter and it's Daniel fast approved. But because I love it, I don't have it on the fast because it's not a sacrifice for me. So if there's something that you are feeling like that you can have, but you probably shouldn't because it's actually too good, quote unquote, then govern yourself accordingly. Same thing with seasonings. Another one I stay away from is smoked paprika because I love it, and it's not really a sacrifice for me, so I try not to use that. Alright, so this recipe is really good even when you're not on the fast. Normally I'll use naan bread, which is like an Indian bread, and it's fluffy and it absorbs the sauce very well. And they have miniature versions of it, and I can post a link for you all. So if you want to do mini pizzas, this is a quick weeknight dinner. It's good if you have kids because you can actually you can customize what you put on there, and it's a good way to get them to eat more vegetables because if your kids are more involved with actually creating it, then they're going to be more likely to eat it. So, and I'm going to have to ask my husband to open this jar because my hands are slippery and I can't open it. So, Marshall, can you open this? Let me get something to wipe my hands off. And it's also good because you can customize it to whatever you want. So if you have somebody that's a picky eater, thank you. Then you don't have to worry about making an entire meal just for them. So another good option. All right. Normally I'd also add some spinach to this, but I don't have any. But really and banana peppers is another one I'd add too. So, do my garlic, and then we are done. Another tip to save time is to get the pre-chopped garlic like this. You can get it in olive oil or in water. This one's in water because I can control how much olive oil I put on stuff. And they have the whole garlic cloves. Just because this is a quick recipe, I like to have it on hand to be able to use when I need it. And then, like I said, Italian seasoning. You could use basil, oregano, totally up to you. Or you could do without it. Either way. So we're going to top this with cheese. Vegan cheese. And so just to kind of give you a look at it, looks pretty similar to regular mozzarella. Smells pretty similar as well. So we will see how this turns out. So once again, this has been Chef Ashley Chef. I'm going to pop these into the oven, and then I will post pictures below if you're seeing this on Facebook or Instagram to let you know how it turns out. If you are interested in finding out more information about the Daniel Fast Challenge, then you can go to bit.ly/Daniel Fast Challenge, all lowercase. And with that, we have 21 days of email devotionals. There's also 3 weeks of Daniel Fast approved meal plans, such as this one. So those include your recipes, your grocery shopping lists, and the daily devotionals. And then you will have bonus trainings or bonus videos like this, where I'll do live cooking sessions, where you can either cook along with me or just watch me cook and make it later. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Have a good evening.